Good afternoon, guys. How's it going today? Are you working hard on loving yourself? Loving yourself is the most important thing, but for many of us, it's hard to do. We may have allowed all our limiting beliefs and all the negative things that have happened or are happening today to keep us down from loving ourselves. Well, this is where your belief and your power to believe in your determination, your spirit of never giving up on that steps in. Right now, if you are having challenges, struggles in loving yourself, stop right now and remember, you have to believe that it is possible for you to change your thinking. So do it right now. Wherever you are, whatever you're going through, stop right now and again, go back at it again. Give yourself one reason to love yourself. The fact that you're even here right now, breathing, watching, trying to get better, that's a reason to love yourself. Have a great afternoon, everyone.
You have to advertise. You have to advertise in your career to blow your brand up. You cannot not advertise and save money. It cost me probably 400. Should I even say a number this big? Yes. Or do I lose everybody? No. $400 million we have estimated is what it cost me because I didn't advertise for the first 20 years of my career. But before you spend $1 in advertising, and even if it was wasted, it'd be a great dollar to spend. Even if you don't get a return, you should do it. But before you do that, what you need to do is spend a lot of time, energy, and resources on branding. I made a mistake here not spending more money in advertising. I made a bigger mistake not spending more time, energy, and resources on branding. And you are making a mistake if you do any kind of metrics on did it convert? Did it pay off? Branding will not pay off. Zero. You will get a zero return if you don't brand. Okay, you will get a zero return for branding in the beginning. You will never get a return on advertising if you don't brand. Branding is a must. It is senior to advertising.
People need to know who you are before they will buy from you. If people feel like they know you, like you, and trust you, then they are way more likely to want to do business with you. If they have no idea who you are, then you come off as just another salesperson who's trying to get their money. So I thought in today's video, I'm gonna do something a little bit more different. I'm gonna dive into the tactics of how you can monetize your social media accounts, how to make money from YouTube. Since you're watching this on YouTube, some of you guys have channels, you wanna build and grow your personal brand, how do you make money from doing it? One of the biggest mistakes that a lot of people make when creating a YouTube channel is they're trying to monetize it in the wrong way. Here's what I mean. If you are making a sales video and you put it on YouTube, it's never gonna work. A lot of people write into me and say, hey Evan, how do you monetize your YouTube channel? I don't see you ever selling anything. And aside from the occasional call out to my book or to my tour, you can get both my book and my tour. The link's in the description below. You know, apart from the occasional call out like that, most of what I do is not selling on YouTube because that's not how you win. Understand that every social media platform is an algorithm now. It's an algorithm. And what they look at is they want to see when people are engaging with your content. And if they're engaging with the content, the algorithm will promote you further across the platform. So looking just at YouTube as an example, what happens when you put out a video, it goes to a percentage of your audience, not all your audience, a tiny percentage of your audience. It goes to them. If they like that video, it goes to more of your subscribers. If they like that video, it goes to all your subscribers. And if they like that video, then it goes out to new people. And that's your goal. Your goal in creating content is not to only talk to people who know you, it's to go talk to people who don't know you. Over 80% of my traffic to my videos comes from people who are not subscribed to my channel. That's good. That means your channel is growing. You're getting more attraction. That's what you want for your content. YouTube, Instagram, all of it. You want your content to reach new people. But it has to appeal first to the people who are currently following you. So that's how it works. Core subscribers, more subscribers, all your subscribers, and then out into the rest of the world, strangers, right? People who are like your subscribers. That's where you really start to get the growth. When you make a promotional video, what happens is it goes to your core audience. They kind of care about it, but they know it's a sales video, so they don't want to watch it. And it might go to a little bit more of your non-core subscribers, but they're not gonna watch it because they don't wanna be sold to, and then that's where the video dies. And so organic sales videos never get traction. They never get reach. And then especially in a YouTube environment, if you put out a crappy video, what happens is the next video is likely gonna get suppressed. It's likely not gonna get as much reach because you're telling YouTube you put out content that people don't care about. So why would YouTube promote you so much on the next video, right? Where if you put out a really great video, chances are your next video is gonna get a lot more attention, traction, and reach. So you don't wanna put out crappy videos. And crappy just means it's not getting engaged, people aren't watching it, they're not commenting, they're not sending to their friends, they're not rewatching it, they're not rewinding it, they just abandon the session, right? That is death spiral for YouTube and any of the algorithms. So don't put out sales videos on your channels, right? That's not how you convert. That's why if you go across my channels, you won't find sales videos apart from those comments and shoutouts when it feels really applicable. So how can you then make money from YouTube and social media platforms? I'm gonna give you a 3-step process. I haven't talked about this before on my video, so I'm excited to get tangible and in the weeds with you, and I'm curious to see what you guys think about it. So step number 1 is create daily content. Ideally, whatever platform you're on, you wanna go daily. Ideally, especially if you're a thought leader, if you're an expert, if you're a genius, you have ideas, if you're teaching me what's in here. If you need big stunts and fancy cars to make your videos because that's the industry you're in, okay, you may not be able to do that daily. But if you're a thought leader, you're an expert, you have wisdom to share, there's no reason why you can't do it daily. The only reasons are excuses. You don't have the gear, you don't know what to say, you fix all of that. Editing should not be the thing that holds you back. Most people spend 4 hours editing a video and 20 minutes recording it. You need to destroy that unless you want to be the world's greatest editor. But most people don't. If you're a thought leader, it doesn't matter about the editing. What you want to focus on is the message, right? Even now, I'll still make some videos off my cell phone for my channel that has 2 million subscribers on it, right? We'll still make videos off my cell phone. I love my editing team. They're amazing. Christina's probably editing this. I love you, Christina. Thank you so much. But when you're getting started, not having an editor should not be the reason why you're not creating content. So you need to have ambitions to go daily. Now, what kind of content do you make? Well, whatever you want to sell, show me the content of you helping with that. So for example, if you want to sell a coaching service, show me you coaching people. The best thing you could do is bring in somebody into your office or do an Instagram live with somebody and download the video and put it to YouTube. Show me you coaching somebody. It's much more effective than just a talking head video like this one, right? If I was trying to sell coaching, most of my videos would be me helping somebody else out, because what you want people to do is see themselves in the person you're helping. If I bring on an entrepreneur and I'm helping them grow their YouTube channel and coaching them on that, right? You're gonna see yourself in that person. Say, well, I'm like that person and I haven't helped them get a result. What you're looking for is the aha moment. We're like, oh, wow, I didn't get that. They get an aha moment, then the people watching feel like they could get an aha moment as well working with you. And so a lot of people won't want to make that public. Awesome. If it's public, then it's free. You'll do free coaching. But if it's private, then it's paid, right? So you do a weekly show or a daily show where you bring people on, you coach them, you help them, and that's public because they can't afford you, but the free leads you to the paid. And the people who will see it say, man, that person is great. I love you. I want to work with you. Can I hire you but not have it go public? Bingo. That's how you sell coaching services. And same thing for anything that you're trying to create. So whatever you want to make money at, show me the process of you doing it. If you want to make money as a speaker, show me your speaking video. Show me you on stage. Go book out YMCAs and Lions clubs and go to your old high school, like wherever you can go get a stage, even for free, just to get the content to put it on YouTube so that people can see you speaking, right? So whatever it is that you want to sell, show me the process of you doing that thing. And if you're a thought leader, if you're an expert, then you should be able to create content on the go, on the fly, because you've been working at it for years. You've been working the process, the thought process for years. Now you just need to get it out into the world with the ambitions to go every day. So that's step number 1, is create daily amazing content around the area that you want to be able to make money in. Step number 2 is get people into an email list. The idea of being on YouTube or social media platform isn't to try to sell in the platform, it's to get people to an email list, or now texting platform for some people, but you want to get them off of the platform and into an email list. So breaking down me, as an example, I promoted the 254s at the top of this video, right? You can get my 254s. I'm going to send you a video every day for 254 days. around whatever it is that you want to learn. If it's self-confidence, if it's self-love, if it's writer's wisdom, there's a 254 hopefully for you. That's a lot of value that you're getting for 254 straight days. But on top of that, when my new book comes out, I'm going to email you. When I come to your city, I'm going to email you, say, hey, I'm going to be in your city. Do you want to meet up? Right? And so I have a targeted email list that then I can promote to when I have something to promote. Now, I'm still sending tons of value. You're still getting the 254 emails that are value every single morning. And then when I have something to promote, a book or a tour or whatever it is, then I have an email list as well. That's your goal. So you have a lead magnet inside your video, just like I did with the 254s. Say, if you want my 7 ways to XYZ, there's a link down in the description below. Go click it and I'll send it to you. Right? And you're getting people off of YouTube, which in general is not great for YouTube, but when you're converting them into a lead for you, it's much more valuable. Most people won't do it. Most people won't take you up on the offer. Most people will just keep watching the video. But the people who do are much more committed. You then email them with the lead magnet, with what you offered and promised them, give them lots of value. And then when you have something to sell, you sell it. You got a targeted list, because if you make that same sales letter into a video, nobody's gonna watch it because how the algorithm works. Now you have their email address to connect directly with them. And then step number 3 is to run targeted ads. You can run targeted ads against your own audience on YouTube. So when I'm doing my tour coming up, whatever city I'm gonna hit, you might see an ad ahead of my own videos. I'm targeting my own channels to say, hey, it's Evan. I'm gonna come to Dallas as a part of my tour. I would love to meet you in person. And you get to pre-order my book and we'll meet up. Let's go, right? There's a link down in the description, or just click the link below and I'll see you there. Something like that. I could target it for each city that I'm going to and run it against my subscribers who are in a certain geographic area. So once you're creating content and you're building up a list of people who are subscribed or even viewed, you can target people who view your content that haven't subscribed yet, but subscribers are more hardcore followers for you. Then you can run targeted ads against them as a pre-roll ad against your own content, so it doesn't hurt you with the algorithm, and you get to get your sales message out. And as long as you can convert it, you know that for every dollar you spend on advertising, you're making, hopefully more than $1 back, then you can scale that up. And so using that process of thinking, I have an organic strategy, I'm trying to win on the platform with organic, I'm gonna create valuable content that people care about and that people will wanna consume and follow me for. And then the advertisements come by having an email list that you can then promote to because you've offered them some kind of free lead magnet, and then you run targeted ads against your own community, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Instagram, the platforms that have ad products, to say, hey, it's me, thank you for watching my videos, I've got X coming up, and then that's how you sell it. Now I've got a really special bonus clip that I think you're gonna enjoy, but before that, question of the day, I wanna know, what do you think about this video? It's a different way of tackling a topic, much more deep and tactical into marketing. So I'd love to know if you want more like this or you want me to stick to my usual videos. Give me some feedback. Let me know down in the comments below. And if you made it this far, I want to celebrate you. Give me a hashtag believe down in the comments as well.
In 1996, my dad had a liquor store in New Jersey. That's as traditional as you get. Yeah. That was 22 years ago. And I put my dad's store online, and I did email marketing, and I did Google, and I did content, and then a couple months after YouTube came out, I started a YouTube show in 2006, which is now 12 years ago. I have no respect, and normally I deploy a lot of empathy. I struggle deploying empathy. I struggle deploying compassion. If you were a business operator in 2018, by the time we're recording this in October 2019, which is when the majority of people are going to listen to this, and your excuse is, well, I'm a pub, or I make tomato juice, or I have 3 restaurants. Digital is oxygen. It's the real world feels secondary. To not be a communicator, content producer, part of the conversation, it's gone from cute and naive to grossly negligent. And I just think it's unacceptable to be a business in 2019 in the same way that it would be to pay people not minimum wage. I literally believe it's grossly unacceptable. To me, it's like to quantify digital versus traditional, it's just marketing. Really? You think sending direct mail print is a better thing to do than advertising on Instagram as a restaurant? Really sit down with me. You're telling me right now that it's a better deal to spend all that money making a flyer and sending it direct mail, or running a radio ad, or buying a small little ad in a newspaper. Like, this is what you're telling me. It is 2019.
Yeah.
I felt bad in 2002. It was early. The internet was new. I had compassion. It was cute. In 2007, it was like, it was kind of like, hey, annoying, kind of like, but still kind of. In 2012, it's like, you're not smart. In 2019, like, you deserve to die.
If you want to see the one-on-one I did recently with Grant, check it out right there next to me. I think you'll love it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
True wealth cannot be created working. It can only be created investing. Elon Musk is completely invested. He has no cash and no houses.
Comienza suavecito, ay suavecito, sube un poquito, más fuertecito. Como batidora, como batidora, como batidora, muévete duro, 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 que, muévete duro, duro más, duro, mami rica, muévete duro. Y dale suavecito, ay suavecito, sube un poquito, ay más durito. Como batidora, como batidora, como batidora, muévete duro, 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 duro.
controlling your breathing right now. Feel the power of you enjoying your greatest gift right now. That's you. That's your presence. That's your greatest power. Your power to determine to stay in the present, in the now, and be your true great being that you are. No matter what. In this present moment, everything is here you need right now. So let's see ourselves today doing the best we can in the gym of life. Here we are again. Controlling our minds. Controlling our breathing. One great thought at a time. One great breath at a time. So see yourself doing your best on all the exercises we do today, together, here and now. That's your determination. Your greatest power. Power that's the same in you and every human being on the planet. Good morning, determination. How's everyone doing today? What a day again. Great day. Here we are. May not like exactly all the conditions that are going on right now, but we are here right now, together, working on our minds and working on our bodies. So here we go. When I say go, we're going to start doing our best jog on the spot, or you can go back and forth if you want to just walk. Remember to keep in mind the safety of the space you are working with. Always keep that in mind. Here we go. When I say go, we're going to do our best jog ever. But you got to see it in your mind first. That's where everything begins, in your mind. But to be your true great self, you also sometimes have to get out of your mind just to be you. Just to be. Here we go. Jogging on the spot. And feel the control of you. Breathing in through your nose. And out through your mouth. You always have that power. That power to determine. To take control of your breathing, your mind, and your body. That's what keeps us here and now, in the present. The greatest gift we all have always. Almost there. Keep going. Determination. Keep going. All right. And let's walk it out. Back and forth. Or just walk on the spot, if that's all the space you have. All right, everyone, let's start off with our shoulder rolls. Here we go. 10 shoulder rolls forward. So the power of all of us right now, watching this, working together on one thing. No matter what's going on, we can stay in the present, right here, right now. And backwards. let's do arm circles forward. Here we go, arm circles forward. 10 forward, and we'll go 10 backwards. Boom. Feel the power of you enjoying moving your body, being free to move through space. And backwards. Okay, here we go. Now let's do hands on our hips, bend your knees, and side stretch. Alright, and let's twist our body now. So 5 on each side. Keep your feet flat on the floor. Alright, excellent. Okay, let's do 5 push-ups together. Best 5 push-ups, here we go. If you gotta keep your knees down on the ground, that's fine. Just do the best you can. Alright, let's do 5 sit-ups. Alright, and standing up. And let's do 5 squats. Our best 5 squats ever. Excellent. Let's do lunges. 3 on each side. Arms up. Excellent. All right. And 10-second plank. Bring these knees off the ground. Hold it there for 10. Good work, everyone, and stand up and reach for the sky or the ceiling on your toes, depending on where you are. Feel the joy of reaching. If you lose your balance, get back up again. Never give up, no matter what. All right, now let's reach for our toes, straight knees. Again, feel the joy of the process of you reaching. Trying to go a little bit further than last time without hurting yourself. You know the truth about you and how much you can do. Right here, right now. Okay, and come on up again. Let's balance. Grab one leg. Find that balance. Again, if you have to imagine yourself with roots underneath your feet that are growing through the ground fully, deep into the earth, do that. If that helps you. And switch. Notice the power of all of us right now. Controlling our minds, to control our bodies, to control our breathing, and to control our balance. Alright, and now let's hug our knee. Here we go. Bend the other one if you have to. Find that balance point and pull the knee up. Hug your knee, give it a good hug. And switch the other one. Feel the joy of you finding your balance in this moment right now. It's the same way you can do it in anything in life. Alright, okay, and let's sit down and reach for our toes, straight knees. There we go. And feel the gift of you. Trying to be your best. The best you. Not your best compared to others. Just your best you. V-shape with our legs, and let's reach for the floor as far away from our body as we can. Again, enjoy the process. Enjoy the reaching. You'll never get to an end. There is no end. Reach for one to the other side. A little free. We gotta learn to love the process of everything we're doing. That's what will always keep us mind healthy, and more importantly, mind wealthy. And switch. Mind wealthy meaning that we choose courage, we choose determination over fear, over giving up. Okay, and let's bring our feet together and gently push our knees down with our elbows. Hold it there for 10 seconds. Always remember your breathing. And one leg forward, one leg back. Go as far back as you can. Keep that knee down. Just feel the power, the joy of this moment right now. This is how we win. One moment at a time. And switch. We always win if we control our minds. We don't let our minds control us. It's not the way it's supposed to be. We are infinitely intelligent. We control our minds. All right, and let's roll onto our bellies. Push the floor and look up at the ceiling or the sky, wherever you are. Ready? Here we go. Okay, and legs crossed again, back straight, eyes closed. Breathing in through our nose, out through our mouth. Feeling the joy in every breath. Now, let's see in our mind today the vision we want to create for our best exercises. For me today, I'm going to see myself doing my best on each of the 2 songs I choose on one exercise each. So I'm going to see in my mind myself holding the lunge position for each leg as long as possible, hopefully for the duration of the first song. And then for the second song, I'm going to see myself holding a V sit-up position as long as I can. You don't have to choose those exercises. You may if you want. But you can see in your mind right now, whatever exercise you love doing, as long as you're doing it safely. You can dance, you can jump, you can do jumping jacks, lunges, squats, whatever your heart desires right now. As long as you stay safe. You know how to stay safe. You're made of rules, truth, principles that are designed to keep you safe, happy, successful, and free and peaceful all the time. Matter of want. You gotta want to be safe, healthy, and happy. You gotta want it so bad, as bad as you want it. Alright everybody, here I go. My best to hold the lunge position on each leg. What about you? What are you going to do? Whatever you do, remember, your happiness is dependent on you doing your best on whatever it is you're doing. So here we go. Sometimes I'll keep my arms out like this too. Sometimes I'll put them out this way. Sometimes I'll bring them up. Slowly bring them back down. Just enjoying the pleasure of my body. This is pure happiness. Working on my mind and body all at once. And I want it for you. I want you to know that the way you do this, the way you control your mind and do this, the way you can do anything. Remember, our body has limits that we have yet to discover, but our mind is unlimited. More importantly, you control your mind, which makes you infinitely intelligent. Happiness is the truth. Thank you. Hallelujah. Thank you. space between what you choose to do when that pain, discomfort sets in. What you choose to do. That's the foundation. The other leg now. Shake off that burn. Wherever you are, you are fully enjoying the moment right now. Your happiness is always up to you. Please clap along if you're still happy. Hope you're enjoying your exercise right now, wherever you are. My legs are shaking. I'm uncomfortable. I get to choose what's next. I'm proud of my effort. Proud of my determination. I hope you are too, wherever you are. Still got more. Gotta keep going. Here we go. Let's go. Determination. Let's go. Keep going wherever you are until the song's over. Or if you got your own song on, keep going, keep going. Love your effort, love your process right now. Alright, next one for me is holding my feet sit up position. Even if I let go, I'm gonna get back up. So the full duration of the song. Whatever you're doing, enjoy it fully. Follow your heart and soul. Here we go. Nobody can break your stride. Keep going. You can get back up. Keep going, getting better all the time. Even if your body slows you down. Remember, those limits, we're always discovering. Always. Sometimes I'll change my arm position just to keep my balance. Process is just constantly pushing a little bit more. Do again. Still going. We got music in us. Bring out our music over here. Keep pushing. Keep striving. Keep going to find and be your great self-force. Your power of determination. No matter what. Destined to bring yourself up. proud of the effort. Hope you are too. Here we go. Quote unquote, we never really end. We now focus on our breathing. Back straight, eyes closed, legs crossed. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Feel that power you're using to control your breathing. Your connection to oneness, to what we all really are, to the truth. The ultimate truth. That you were born to win control over your mind. That when we all do that, we find out the truth of who we all really are. Infinitely intelligent beings, powerful beyond measure. The power of all knowing right here, right now, this moment. You're already made of all knowing of the universe. You're made of that same stuff. With that, you can always have and be your true, peaceful, happy, kind, loving self. No matter what. So reflect back on your effort today. Always remember that if you gave your best in whatever you were doing, you can do it now, and you can do it forever. That's what makes you a winner. Born to be happy, peaceful, to be mind healthy and wealthy, always. No matter what's going on outside your mind, no matter what anybody or anything suggests about you, any negativity, that's all a lie. Losses that we, as determination, we get to transform to win, to truth, to accuracy of who we really are. That's why I love you and everybody in this universe. Have a great day, everyone. Have a great week. Enjoy every moment. You're the greatest gift ever. Love you all so much. Take care.
People gave me stupid advice. Do what you love. Thank you. Follow your bliss. Got it. Like, what the hell am I supposed to do with that?
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and like Simon Sinek says,
running a business is the same as getting healthy. It's a lifestyle. Leadership is a lifestyle. An infinite mindset is a lifestyle.
so let's help you build the right lifestyle with Simon Sinek and my take on his top 50 rules for success. Need motivation?
Watch a top 10 with Believe Nation.
Vision is an internal thing, right? It is the world that you want to live in, right? Jobs was the rebel, and he always was against big business, right? All the visionaries that we know have some sort of personal experience and imagine a world that is different to the one they live in now, and will use their businesses to help build that world. That doesn't mean they're the only ones doing it, but what makes them a leader is they're the one leading towards that place, right? So vision has to come from you. If you're the founder of a company, your business is not the only way you do it. What if you quit your business and start another one? It doesn't matter. They should all be contributing towards this vision. And you're not the only one doing it, but if you're the one preaching it and you're using your company to advance it, that makes you the leader.
Yeah.
That's why everybody copies you. But it's not about anticipating the market trend, which is an interest thing you're asking me. It's got to start with values. The interests come second. They're definitely there, but they definitely come
after
second.
values.
Yeah.
Why are you an optimist? Why do you choose to see the world that way?
I mean, I don't know if optimists choose to see that way. I think, well, I guess you can choose to be an optimist. It is a point of view that you can take, right? You can look for everything bad in the world and think the world is crashing and it'll never get better. Or you can choose to see the good in people and choose to see the good in the world, and then that's the direction that will follow. You know, I tend to believe that there's no finality in anything. You know, it's not like, you know, even though our lives are finite, life is infinite. You know, life goes on, and for me, the goal is not to produce something that has an endpoint, but to produce something that has momentum that can live on beyond me. And so I choose an optimistic path.
Buy low, sell high. This is a concept that has been around forever. Economics 101.
I'm only successful because of other people. I mean, in the early days, when I just started my business, I was pretty much convinced it was me. And everyone else was helping me out, you know? But I can tell you with hindsight that the reason my business took a nosedive, because my whole trajectory changed. The first 3 years of my business were fun and exciting, and we sort of beat the statistic that, you know, the overwhelming number of us supposed to go out of business, and I didn't. And my fourth year was very difficult. My fourth year was very different, and that's where, you know, when you're running on force of personality, where you're chief cook and bottle washer, you're making every sales call, you're doing the product, you're offering the service, you're doing everything. At some point, you reach a level where, especially if you've survived for a few years, that you now have to ask other people for help. So you have to hire people, right? And the stress of letting go or trying to do everything, which is demoralizing for people who you bring on, and then needing structure. You know, what is the actual structure of the business? It's not just you doing everything. And that's where I failed. I was terrible at structure. I continue to be terrible at structure. and really became very, very difficult for me to grow my business. It became very, very stressful. And I really hit a dark patch. And that's when I learned the most valuable lesson, I think, of my career, which is I don't have to know all the answers. And when I don't have to pretend that I do. Willingness to admit that I needed help, that I didn't know, I knew this, but I didn't know that, allowed me to seek help and accept it when it was offered. And I realized we're all surrounded by people who are plenty willing to help us, but because so many of us spend so much of our time lying, hiding, and faking, people don't offer us their help because they just don't think we need it.
Yeah.
Because we've presented ourselves in this picture that we're good to go. And so we leave ourselves by ourselves. It's our own fault. And so when I was able to stop lying, hiding, and faking, and was able to say, really good at this, really bad at that, and it wasn't a depressing thing, it was just like an admission, people came up all over, go, oh my, I could totally help you with that. And that's when my real trajectory took off, was when I realized that it's a team sport, and I have to be really good at the thing that I'm good at, and I have to be willing to help those succeed at what they're good at, and allow others to help me succeed as well at what I'm good at. And so it's that wonderful, wonderful sort of relationship that we all have each other, where we commit ourselves to seeing each other succeed. That is the reason I find myself where I am today.
So every single organization on the planet, even our own careers, always function on the same three levels: what we do, how we do it, and why we do it. Everybody knows what they do. These are the products we sell, the services we offer. Some know how they do it. These are the things we call our unique selling propositions, or our differentiating value propositions, whatever it is, the things that we think make us stand out from the crowd. But very, very few people and very, very few organizations can clearly articulate why they do what they do. And by why, I don't mean to make money, that's a result. By why, I mean, what is your purpose, what is your cause, what is your belief? Why does your company exist? Why did you get out of bed this morning? And why should anyone care? And what I learned is that organizations or leaders that start by telling you what they do are less able to inspire people to do business with them, inspire loyalty, where those who start with why whether it's Steve Jobs or Mahatma Gandhi, are able to command loyalty and are able to innovate in ways that others cannot. And the reason I say that every company functions this way is because the model is not based on some highfalutin management theory. It's based on the biology of human decision making. This is how the brain works. That when you start with why, it talks to the part of the brain that is responsible for decision making and feelings like trust and loyalty, but it's not responsible for language, which is why it's hard to put into words. Whereas the part of the brain that controls rational, like numbers and product and benefit and features, doesn't affect decision making.
Also, to make sure you're actually taking action after watching this video, I've designed a special free worksheet just for this video. The worksheet will highlight all of the lessons learned in this video, as well as pull out our 3 favorite learnings and quotes that will inspire you to actually do something. The worksheet will also give you space to write down what your key takeaways are and your specific plan of action to make sure you're getting results. If you want the worksheet designed specifically for this video, absolutely for free, there's a link in the description below. Go click on it and start building the momentum in your life and your business. I'll see you there.
Introducing Speechalo, the most natural sounding text-to-speech software on the market. Hey.
I think people misunderstand what the word entrepreneur means. You know, small business owners own small businesses, and entrepreneurs solve problems. And there are many, many entrepreneurs inside corporations.
Yeah.
And not all small business owners are entrepreneurs.
I see.
So an entrepreneur is somebody who's constantly looking for a better way to do something. There's a sort of a mad scientist about them. It's not simply, you know, understanding structure and building business. And that's the way I was in the corporate world, which, you know, depending on my boss, was either welcomed or not.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I used to get in trouble for that's not how we do it around here. And I'm
Really?
like, did I break any rules? They're like, no. I'm like, did I get it done? They're like, yes. I'm like, did I get it done better than you expected? They're like, yes. I'm like, so what exactly is the problem?
How do you build trust faster within a team, says Lee?
How do you fall in love faster? I mean, these are like, you don't. It takes as long as it takes. I hate to say that. You can go to the gym for 9 hours, but you won't get into shape. But if you go to the gym every day for 20 minutes, you will get into shape. But the problem is I don't know how long it takes. It'll be a little quicker for some, a little slower for others. And so there's no app for trust. There's no app for that. This is a human condition, and we have to do the things that are right for human beings. And you won't build trust with everybody on the team at the same pace. Some will be quicker and some will be slower. How long does it take to make a friend? I don't know. I just know that if you do the right thing, you will make a friend.
But there's a lot of businesses, perhaps some of them are represented here today, where actually doing the short-term thing for financial gain is smart business. It is smart. It is, you do need, because you're working at a public company which reports quarterly, because you need to keep shareholders on side. Maybe you're worried about losing your job if you don't hit a certain target in March or April or May. Isn't there a fundamental conflict between the demands of some businesses, which are short-term interest-based, and your vision of business?
So the argument you're making is short-term based companies should make short-term based decisions, which means they'll last for the short term.
I'm not actually making an argument of any kind. I just wonder whether or not actually the reality is, maybe this is why you make the point, that
I'm raging against reality. I think that the systems we have in play do not support capitalism. I think we have corrupted capitalism, which is capitalism at its best doesn't follow the rules that we follow today. The concept of shareholder supremacy was a theory proposed by a Harvard professor in the late 1970s, popularized in the 80s and 90s by bosses like Jack Welch, right? The concept of using mass layoffs to balance the books, mass redundancies because we missed our numbers.
This is the Mitt Romney school of business.
Right? Did not exist as a standard way of doing business prior to the 1980s. It was popularized in the 80s and 90s. Let's look at the 80s and 90s. These were boom years of relative peace without the internet, right? Now, that world does not exist. We no longer live in boom times. There is no longer relative peace, and the internet has profoundly changed the way business operates today. In other words, what worked then cannot work now. GE needed a $300 billion bailout in 2008 because that company was not built to last. What I'm saying is the systems that we consider normal ways of doing business, shareholder supremacy, using mass redundancies, and other philosophies in how we incentivize people, how we hire people, et cetera, they are outdated and outmoded, and they are a race to zero. And the companies that continue to embrace those philosophies, big or small, are struggling with engagement, They're struggling with innovation. They go through people like nobody's business, and the executives keep getting fired or quitting, right? Unceremoniously. And by the way, their shareholder value is unstable. When you talk about what you believe, people who believe what you believe recommend you or want to introduce you to people.
I see.
And so the more I talked about it, the more somebody would call me and say, hey, this is someone I think you should meet.
Yeah.
And people found me. I don't know, from somebody else.
So you did not seek out, I want to do this for,
No,
okay, yeah.
no. So somebody reached out to me and said, we're doing, they got my name.
Yeah.
And they said, we've heard about you, we've heard your work. We'd like to invite you to do a TEDx talk in Puget Sound in Seattle.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, sounds amazing. TEDx was is a relatively new thing back then, and it was a big deal. It still had a lot of real sort of gravitas to it, and so I was very excited, and of course said yes to the opportunity.
Hey guys, Jim Edwards here, and I am in the ClickFunnels headquarters. I flew all.
Do you consider yourself a writer?
Yeah.
I mean, were you already writing lots of things? And tell us about your process.
Not a writer. Never imagined being a writer. Never fantasized about being a writer. But as I said, other people who believed what I believed, I got very, very, very good at talking about what I believed and stopped completely talking about what I did. People come to say, what do you do? And I wouldn't say what I did, I would tell them what I believed. And literally, I started practicing the things that I eventually wrote about, which is I started with why. And when you do that, it attracts people who believe what you believe. And so the way the book came about is a friend of mine who knew what I believed, and I was sharing my ideas with her. I said, you have to write this down. And I shrugged. And she said, I'll introduce you to an agent. And I shrugged. And then I had an agent. And somebody else said, I want to introduce you to an editor friend I had. And I shrugged. I said, okay. And the editor talked to me. He said, I want to introduce you to a publisher. So my meeting with the publisher actually wasn't set up by my agent.
Wow.
And I ended up having a 29-minute meeting with Adrian Zackheim, who's the god of business publishing. He's the original publisher from Good to Great. He came up with the title and everything.
Wow.
And I'm in this 29-minute meeting with him, and 3 days later they offered me a book deal. And I never presented myself as anything that I was not, and I just would tell people what I believed and what I imagined the world could be based on this little idea. And people who believed what I believed wanted to help. And so he helped me by offering me the opportunity to share my idea on a much broader scale. He absolutely took a bet on me.
A trusting team is an environment in which people feel safe to raise their hand and say, I made a mistake. I don't feel qualified to do the job you've asked me to do, and I need more training. I need help. I'm struggling at home and it's affecting my work. I'm scared, without any fear of humiliation or retribution or punishment whatsoever. If you do not have trusting teams inside your organization, what you do have is a group of people who show up to work every single day lying, hiding, and faking. You're forcing them to. It's not their fault. You're creating an environment in which people will not share mistakes for fear that it puts them on some sort of short list or just getting in trouble. They will not admit that they don't feel qualified for the jobs that they have for fear of being outcasts or, again, put on some sort of short list or getting in trouble. Which means eventually these things will compound and eventually something will break. We've seen the results. Look what happened with United Airlines. We all saw the film of this poor paying passenger being dragged off the plane with a broken nose, broken teeth, and a concussion, right? And I feel for that crew. I do not blame the crew, because they work in a culture in which they fear making the right decision. They actually fear that they believe they will get in trouble for making the right decision. They actually fear getting in trouble more than doing the right thing. This was not an anomaly. This has been compounding over years. I had a personal experience on that airline years prior that was a red flag. I was attempting to board a plane, and one of the passengers, this played out in front of me, one of the passengers attempted to board the plane before their group number was called, which, as all of you know here, is a felony. And that is exactly how the gate agent treated him. Step aside, sir. I haven't called your group yet. Please step aside and wait till I call your group, is how she talked to a paying customer. So I spoke up. I said, why do you have to talk to us that way? Why can't you talk to us like we're human beings? And she looked me in the eye and said, sir, if I don't follow the rules, I could get in trouble or lose my job. What she revealed to me is that she does not feel safe in her own organization, and her leaders do not trust her to use her own judgment, and they do not trust her to do the job for which she's been trained to do. And guess who suffers? Customer and company. The reason we love flying Southwest Airlines is not because they have some magical formula to hire the best people. It's because the people there feel safe in their own organization. They're entrusted to use their own judgment and do the jobs for which they've been trained to do. If you have an excess of bureaucracy in your organization, and I have worked in the university system, and I feel for the people who abuse me when I go get my ID, because they fear getting in trouble more than using judgment. That is a cultural problem. I do not blame the person. Human beings are social animals and we respond to the environments we're in, and ultimately it is the leadership that is responsible for setting the environment. Get the environment right, you get trusting teams. Get the environment wrong, you are forcing people to protect themselves from you. If you work in an organization where it is standard practice for people to feel the need to send a CYA email after every decision they make, cover your ass, that is a sign that they feel that they have to take time and energy out of their day away from doing their jobs in order to protect themselves from you. If you work in an organization where it is standard practice for people to feel the need that they have to keep a folder of all the good things they've ever done, just in case they need it, it is a sign that they feel that they have to take time and energy away from advancing the just cause in order to protect themselves from the organization. That's what you get. If they feel safe, all of their energy goes to advancing the just cause. Always.
Sell online and grow your business with Wix e-commerce. Create a
I discovered that every single organization on the planet, even our own careers, always function on the same three levels. Why we do what we do, how we do it, and what we do. And it's based on the biology of human decision making. Every single one of us knows what we do. It's the job we have. You know, we know that. Or if it's a company, it's the products they sell, the services they offer. Some can clearly articulate how they do things, the things that we think make us different or special or stand out from the crowd. But very few people or organizations can clearly articulate why they do what they do. And by why, I don't mean to make money, that's a result. By why, I mean what is your purpose, what is your cause, what is your belief? Why did you get out of bed this morning? You know, why does your company exist? And why should anyone care? And what I learned is all the great leaders, those with the capacity to inspire us, everything from Steve Jobs to Nelson Mandela, regardless of what they do, every single one of them, that's why. They always lead with their purpose. And like I said, it's based on the biology of human decision making, so it's not even my opinion.
The word entrepreneur is